What's up, YouTube? So I got a video I'm uploading called Making a Burger and Addressing a Customer Complaint. A troll bought one of my wands and left a shitty review, so I've already addressed that issue, so we're not going to talk about it. But here's the thing of it. Technology is making people lazier. I'll give you an example. Technology has gotten so advanced that if you have a church, you can literally sync your church's bell tower bells to an app on your phone. You download the app, put it on your computer that you have for your bell tower, then put the app on your phone, and then sync your phones to the app. So now, all people have to do anymore to ring their bells is pull out their smartphone, push a button, turn on the app, push another button, and then boom, they start ringing. No. I draw the line at electric motors for that. Which I understand, because some of those bells get really heavy. And, some people who go to church aren't exactly what you'd call young. But that's no excuse, because I've seen videos on YouTube of these little old ladies ringing church bells. So I'm like, what is that? And it's more than just ringing the bell, it's tradition, The very first bell tower that was invented, and ever since then, for the most part, bells have been rung by ropes or a carillon of some sort. And, it's more than just tradition, it's getting exercise. Not only is it tradition, but it's getting exercise and visiting with your fellow churchgoers. You check your watch and you got about maybe 8 minutes before services start. So you sit and visit for a minute. Oh, hey, how your grandkids doing? Oh, they're doing good. How's your wife doing? Oh, she's doing good. She's down there waiting for services to start, And that was just part of the thing. Like, people at their churches would assign people to bell tower duty. Like, hey, could you ring the bells for this week? Yeah, sure, I got you. Kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, dude. I would encourage you to check out a documentary that I'm going to post in the description box below. It's Change Ringing Across America. It's a cool little bell tower documentary, so I'll give you some basic information, yeah. You pay specific attention to the Old North Tower, the very same bell tower that was used to signal the British were coming. That very same bell tower that Paul Revere went to church and rang those bells. Those are the same bells being rung today in that very same tower. And when you hear that on the documentary, if you're a true-blooded American, that's just, man, that's fucking cool, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, those bells have been in that tower since the 1744. Yeah, literally. 17. Not even bullshitting you. I'm just saying, if the bell is made right, that bell will live and outlast a lot of humans. You know what I'm saying? When it's 2044 and if that bell tower is still standing, those bells are going to be 400 years old. Think about that for a second. I'm just saying. Think about that for a second, YouTube. I'm just saying, like, if the Old North Church is still up when 2044 hits, then those bells are going to be 400 years old. If they were cast in 1744, in 1844 they were 100 years old. 1944 they were 200 years old. So yeah, they'd be like 300 to 400 years old. That's kind of cool. And you know what I'm saying? I think of all the craftsmanship that goes into making a high quality church bell. It's a very tedious process, man. You start off with this mold that has holes in it, and you take a bunch of the special sand that they use and horse poop, and you form a clay around the outer shell. And then you encase the outer shell in like a giant box that can withstand heat. And the box in question has an opening at the top. And then they take a big giant thing that's full of melted metal. They'll melt down bronze and a bunch of other metals to make a liquid metal that's like super hot. It looks like lava when they pour it out, you know, because it's red hot metal. They take that red hot melted metal with the bronze and everything else they add to make the bell sound nice, and they pour it very carefully into the top of that box where that clay mold sits. And they leave it sit for like a minimum of 2 weeks to let it cool off and harden. And when it's done, they take that box off, they brush the clay away, and there you go. You know what I'm saying? They have a bell. They'll brush the clay away, take all the molds out, and they're left with a bell. And then they hand tune it or use a computer to tune it. And then the time it takes to hang an actual church bell in a tower. Back in the day, they didn't have cranes or construction equipment. So they used horses and chains to, you know what I'm saying, and pulleys. They didn't have, you know what I'm saying, they didn't always have the convenience of construction equipment. So, you know, if you're hanging a church bell in a tower and you don't have any cranes or construction equipment and you're using horses and chain pulleys, it could literally take people all day. It literally could take people like 2 to 3 days minimum just to get that in the tower, depending on how many horses they had, you know. All this time and energy that goes into making the church bell and then getting it safely in the tower without the bell being broke, without someone falling to their death, you know. All this time and energy that goes into making a beautiful, beautiful instrument, you know. All this time and energy that goes into making the bell, hanging it in the tower, you know, just to have it rung by electricity. No. 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 If bells are made by human hands, they should be rung by human hands. That's just how I see it. You can call me old-fashioned, I don't care. Don't care. But no, like I said, that's not the point of this video. To be quite honest, like I said, technology is making people lazy. I mean, okay, sometimes technology makes our lives easier. If you have arthritis in your wrists and you have a hard time stirring your cup with a spoon. They make these self-stirring coffee mugs. Push a button on your cup and which, hey, it's kind of cool. But no, literally, they have this. They have it now to where you can sync your bells to an app on your phone. Yeah, the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you download the app on your computer, download it on your phone, and you sync your phone to the computer, and the computer is synced to the bell tower. So all you gotta do is pull out your smartphone, open the app, push the button on your app, and the bells start ringing. That's no, 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 nope. Now, what happens when you have a funeral and a wedding to do in the same day, and right before you go to ring the bells, you drop your phone and it breaks? Oh shit, now the app's not wanting to work. The app gets glitchy. It doesn't want to work. What happens when the electric motors you use to ring your bells burn out? Exactly my point. You're sitting there going, maybe we should have kept the ropes in there. Because the nice thing about ringing your bells with a carol on or, say, a rope is you're not relying on technology to do what's been done for centuries. The very first bell tower was rung with a rope. So that's just how it's been, it's tradition. That's another thing that I often ask myself is, how did the invention of bells begin? That's just it. Like, what led to the discovery of making church bells? Something that monks in a monastery would do for their church's bell tower, and then somehow that got passed down from generation to generation, and eventually led to, bell foundries being made. Yeah. Like, what could have, transpired that would have led to the creation of, what I'm saying, of the bells being made. To me, that's kind of cool. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah. Well, I don't want to make this video too long. Going to the lake to hang out with some friends, but I want to catch y'all later. Thanks for watching my rant, and I'll talk at you later.